time, Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, and the Dallas Cowboys lead the Miami Dolphins 14-6. And around the National Football League, other late action in the second half of our NBC doubleheaders, and some surprises as well. Seattle 7, the Jets nothing at the half. San Diego trailing Chicago 10-7. As the Bears trying to rebound from last Monday night's loss. Kansas City and Oakland, the Raiders lead 14-0 in San Francisco 14, the Rams 10.
This 1981 National Football League game is being brought to you by Schlitz, the Master Brewer's Brew. Just one taste and you'll know, behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer. By Motorcraft, line of quality automotive parts. Motorcraft, for sure. By Black & Decker's Workmate. When you've got a tough job to handle, it's like having an extra pair of hands. And by IBM, helping put information to work for people.
Welcome back to our NBC studios in New York. I'm Brian Gumbel. Since we're aware some of you may have had to break away for local news, let's try to update you on all the scores of Sunday number 8 of this season. Let's take it from the top. Out in Buffalo today, Chuck Knox, Dan Reeves, Matt Switch, as the Broncos and the Bills went at it. It was the Broncos who jumped in front early. Craig Morton to Steve Watson. This was the only touchdown of the ball game. It was in the first half. But in the end, Nick Mickelmeyer's field goal was the difference. With 4 seconds left, Mickelmeyer makes good from 36 yards out. Bills beat the Broncos 9-7. There was a driving rain at RFK, and Ron Earhart's spirits were certainly dampened by a 24-22 victory the Redskins put on the Patriots. Helped in great part by this punt return from Mike Nelms. Nelms taking it back 75 yards for a Redskin score. Patriots, a winner by 2, a loser by 2 to the Redskins. In Cleveland, Brian Sipe enjoyed a big afternoon in helping the Browns beat the Colts 28-14. Here was a strange play. A field goal was blocked. It wound up in the arms of Reese McCall. He was being tackled. He lateraled to Robert Pratt. He was being tackled. He lateraled to Greg Landry. He turned it into a 20-yard touchdown. It didn't help the Colts. They still lost 42-28. At Veterans Stadium, the Philadelphia Eagles rebounded from their only loss of the year, came on to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jaworski helped out, throwing a touchdown pass to Keith Prepley. Final was 20-10. In Atlanta, the Giants surprised the Atlanta Falcons in overtime, 5:40 into the OT. Joe Danello makes good from 40 yards out, and the Giants beat the Falcons 27-24. Meanwhile, in St. Louis, the Cardinals surprised the Minnesota Vikings by a final score of 30-17. Jim Hart enjoyed a good day throwing 2 touchdown passes, including his 200th career touchdown pass to Pat Tilley as the Cardinals upset the Vikings final again 30-17. At the Silver Dome, the Detroit Lions beat the Green Bay Packers as Eric Hipple ran for 2 scores and threw for another. Final there was 31-27. New Orleans surprised the Cincinnati Bengals down in the Superdome. George Rogers rushed for over 100 yards. Final was 17-7. All those ball games are over. These are in progress. As you know, Dallas out in front of Miami 14-6. That one, of course, at the half. Seattle surprising the Jets at Shea Stadium. That ball game's at the half. It's 7-0. Chicago beating the San Diego Chargers. That too is an upset. It's 10-3 as that game hits the half. Oakland beating Kansas City. It's 14-0 in the second period. And San Francisco out in front of the Los Angeles Rams. It's 17-10 at the half. We'll be going back to Texas for a second half of football right after we take time out for this commercial break.
Back at Texas Stadium, the honor to Mel Renfro, who joins teammates Chuck Howley, Don Meredith, Bob Lilly. Don Perkins is the 5th member inducted into the Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor. The all-time Dallas pass interceptor with 52 and All-Pro 5 times from the University of Oregon. The honor today to Mel Renfro. The Dallas Cowboy team out in midfield cheering Renfro, as well as those others that are in the Ring of Honor. A very special moment. Tom Landry now with his comments.
Well, one of the great pleasures there are in coaching is to be able to coach an athlete of great ability. In Mel Renfro, we had an athlete of great ability. I don't think I've ever seen an athlete who could play the corner better than Mel Renfro. He could cover anybody, anytime, and that's a great mark of a great player. So on behalf of the 1981 squad and coaching staff, Mel, we want to congratulate you because you're well deserving of the Ring of Honor.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, members of this year's club. Thank you, fellow honorees.
Mel Renfro. And prior to Renfro coming to the microphone, he was introduced by former All-Pro Bob Lilly.
May I introduce you to the 1981 Cowboy Ring of Honor inductee, Mel Renfro.
With the silver bowl being presented by Tex Schramm, the coat of honor, and he joins a very select list honored by this Cowboy organization. It's a quality move by an organization regarded as one of the very best in all of sport, and they've been selective. They've taken their time honoring their stars of the past one by one.
Renfro getting a much-deserved tour of honor around the stadium in a vintage convertible. 10 times selected for the Pro Bowl in his 14-year career. And one of the real tests of that kind of player, often you'd go into a game saying, well, we can't go at Renfro's side. Let's go the other direction. And many years did not catch that many footballs, didn't have that many chances. But he took away a good part of the field from your passing game. And it's nice to see a man with that kind of quality recognized, given an award. You get a feeling for the warmth that these people in Dallas have toward Mel Renfro. A quick moment of interest. Tom Landry wanted his 1981 Cowboys out on the field, and his thoroughness would not allow him to do that without having a little practice for that ceremony yesterday.
That's
while
right.
we were at the practice field.
That's right. They actually rehearsed how the Cowboys would come out of the dressing room and how they would line up in front of Mel Renfro to give him that honor. So we're set now for the second half. The Miami Dolphins to kick off to the Dallas Cowboys. There's the long kick by von Schamann. And James Jones in the end zone is going to take it out. To the 20. And out to the 26-yard line goes Jones. Dwight Stevenson made the tackle, number 57. This telecast, presented by authority of the National Football League, is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Dallas Cowboys and the National Football League is prohibited. So Dallas leading 14-6. Danny White calls the plays with him in the backfield. Tony Dorsett, who had a big first half running the ball. Dorsett nearly 100 yards, and White was brilliant throwing it. 10 out of 11 passing, including a touchdown. Ron Springs, and he's smothered in that aquamarine blue of the Miami Dolphins. The Cowboy offensive set with White at quarterback, Dorsett and Springs, who just carried the ball in the backfield. Tony Hill and Butch Johnson for the injured Drew Pearson, although Pearson did see duty in the first half. Billy Joe Dupree, the tight end. Pat Donovan, Herb Scott, the All-Pro last year. Tom Rafferty has moved from guard. Kurt Peterson, the backup, is now at right guard, and Jim Cooper, the right tackle. Second down, 9. To Dorsett, trapped that way, reverses his field, and makes good yardage out to the 39. Bob Brudzinski and Don McNeil get him out of bounds. A 10-yard gain for Dorsett.
Dorsett thumped as he went out of bounds, rolled all the way into one of the benches. You'll see it here. Brudzinski giving him a little shove. Again, the advantage of the kind of pure speed that Dorsett can utilize here. He simply outlegs everyone, gets to the sideline. Now watch the bump right here. That's Don McNeil actually that gives him a shove. Watch what happens at the end of that roll. Ends up sliding right into the bench, knocking one of the big cases away on the sideline. Happily not injured, back on the field.
Well, that helmet paid off there. He now has 96 yards rushing in this game. On first down, it Springs to the 40-yard line, a short gain. Miami's defense aligned this way. They used the basic 3-4. Doug Betters, Bob Baumhauer in the middle, and veteran Vern Den-Herter very tough against the run. Brodzinski, Roan, good pass defender. A.J. Dewey moved to a linebacker spot this year, and Larry Gordon. Don McNeil back from injury, and Gerald Small at the corners, and the brothers Blackwood, Lyle, and Glenn at safety.
Tim Beaucamper has gone in on this passing down in pace of Den-Herter.
White, incomplete, intended for Butch Johnson at the Miami 47, and well covered by Don McNeil, who had help from one of the safeties, Lyle Blackwood.
You talked about the change from lineman to linebacker for number 77, A.J. Dewey. Dewey still learning about the passing game. Not quite as comfortable as he was in the physical game on the line of scrimmage, but gets back into his zone, gets a piece of that football, gets a piece of the receiver, and I think if he could have gotten his head up, might have had a chance to intercept that football.
Third down. As Danny White, that's only the second pass that he's missed. From the shotgun, they have linebackers coming. Almost intercepted by Mike Kozlowski, number 40, but even at that, it was in the hands of Jay Soldi. Kozlowski from Colorado, who went to junior college on a volleyball scholarship. Brother Glenn is a freshman flanker at Brigham Young University.
And Danny White, after a near perfect first half, he was 10 of 11 for 137 yards in the first half, has come out, thrown a couple and missed them, is now 10 for 13.
Figueredo back at his 16-yard line as White hits it high and short.
Kick.
But that was not a good kick, and White a little disappointed with himself as he goes off the field as they'll mark it out around the 31-yard line.
They may be avoiding Figueredo. He's got a 17-point return average, 17-yard average on returns.
Right, one of the touchdown, long touchdown against.
Dr. Bob Ward, the strength coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Even their weightlifting programs are computerized here in Dallas, and the computer tells each of these players what they should be lifting and how much.
Miami's first possession of the second half. 13 minutes left in the third quarter. Woodley going long for Cefalo, and he has a touchdown. 69 yards, and Miami is back within 2.
We mentioned early that the Miami Dolphins would be picking out their targets in that secondary. They've gone after Everson Walls. They went after Charlie Waters on that play. Waters not able to run on those sore legs of his like he used to. And they gave David Woodley time to throw that football. You see the strong arm that Don Shula talked about. Cefalo takes it over his shoulder on the dead run, and he gets in there all by himself.
Beautiful throw by Woodley, his longest touchdown pass in his young career. Von Schamann to try the point after. Whoops, head too tall Jones invades. Now Cefalo, Merlin, has caught 3 passes in the game, 1 for 21. He's on a progression. 1 for 21, 1 for 31, and now 1 for 69. That's 121 yards on 3 plays.
That's a pretty good progression. How many does he have on the next one, Dick?
Cefalo has been a big catch player for the Dolphins, although used somewhat sparingly.
Well, Cefalo basically in this game because Nat Moore is injured.
Von Schamann right down the middle with this extra point try after he hit the upright the last time. So on a long 69-yard pass from Woodley to Cefalo, the Dolphins are within 1 point of the Dallas Cowboys, and 13 minutes left in the third quarter. Miami fans watching, and you can see where the visiting team, where their fans get to sit, low end zone.
I don't think those are Tex Ram's personal seats down there. That was one of the things that always made me angry.
James Jones, and he won't return it. Used to make you angry?
Oh, it used to make me angry. You go into town and they'd give you seats. Sometimes your friends would be looking at the game through rafters and girders. Short scoring drive for these Dolphins. Boy, they came firing back.
A 9-second drive.
Oh, wow.
One play in the quarter.
Well, Shula, interesting. Both these teams well coached, and they always come out with good adjustments after the half. And I think that was an adjustment. They felt that they could get deep. They thought they could get the ball to Cefalo. They did very quickly. Let's see how their defense does now.
Danny White with only Dorsett in the backfield, and here comes Tony. Out of bounds. He's learned to duck alertly out of the field of play. As a youngster, he used to try to stay in bounds, often leading to a fumble or an injury. When you can't make any more yardage, why not get out of bounds? You want to carry the ball in a long season that's 16 games and hopefully plus playoff, and that puts him at the 100-yard mark. So if the statistic holds up, the Miami Dolphins are in trouble.
There's your stat, the one that is so telling on the opponents of these Dallas Cowboys. Tony Dorsett. He did a lot of work strengthening his body, worked harder in this offseason than he ever has getting ready for a season. It's paid off for him.
He's now the #2 rusher all time for Dallas. Dorsett. No, it's White. Great fake, and Butch Johnson at the 46-yard line. First down. Excellent fake by White. It appeared he had given it to Dorsett.
White able to take every possible second before he flicked that ball 21 yards to Butch Johnson. But watch it here. He's all by himself. Waits until the last possible second. Finds the open man and zips that ball into him. Danny White's a gifted athlete. Well, I tell you, he handles himself extremely well.
And, of course, the advantage of a man like Dorsett, when you fake to him, you draw attention. And White took advantage of it. Almost intercepted. And that would have been 6 points the other way for Gerald Small. I tell you, Larry Cirillo, our producer, and our director, Ted Nathanson, they've been on the right man all day. Again, they've got him isolated.
Look at the reactions of number 48, Gerald Small. Read the pattern perfectly and then able to accelerate. Had that ball in his fingers. He's all the way in the end zone if he gets a hold of that one. There was nobody that would have caught him.
He's the fastest Dolphin for 4.5 speed. Plenty of time for White, and now he can't find a man open. He gets it off incomplete. Ron Springs was close enough as Bob Baumhauer had White in a vice.
Three-man rush. Baumhauer finally getting in on White. White had a lot of time to throw. White now 11 for 16 on the day. Woodley 11 for 17. Both quarterbacks having a credible afternoon. But right now, Danny White, the Dallas Cowboys, waiting for the 3rd and 10 call from Coach Tom Landry and his staff.
For those of you not with us earlier, these two outstanding coaches are only one regular season victory apart. Shula's won 188, Landry 189. Third and 10. Just misfired. Good coverage again by Mike Kozlowski, and very nearly with a diving catch, Jay Soldy. So it'll be 4th and 10 as Miami's going to get the ball back. Interestingly, as you just pointed out with that incomplete pass, Merlin, both quarterbacks identical marks, 11 for 17. One touchdown pass for White, and both scores for Miami have come on Woodley throws. Missed extra point, the difference, 14-13. Dallas in front. Vigorito at the 13. Fumbles! And Dallas says they have it. No official word. Untangle that mass of humanity.
Vigorito with a big return average, trying to get some yardage up the middle. But he really got thumped.
What's going on underneath that pile, Merlin?
You better believe that there is a giant fight going on underneath that stack. And the officials are trying to get them sorted out. Nobody will turn loose of that football. There it is.
Steve Howell won the wrestling match.
And you know that sometimes a football will change hands 3 or 4 times under a stack like that.
So the Dolphins dodge a bullet here.
Give you a chance to watch it. You see Vigorito right here taking the route up the middle. That means he's going right into the throat of the action. Dickerson, the man who stripped the football loose. And again, he's made such outstanding plays. The ball first in the hands there, Ray, and it's a battle.
Look at Howell. He's on the top of the pile, and he came up with the ball.
Across the way at Shea Stadium, Seattle's Jim Zorn has just thrown a 27-yard touchdown pass to Steve Largent. The point after was no good, but Seattle still out in front of the Jets, 13-zip in the third. Let's go back to Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen in Dallas.
Well, Byron, an upset brewing there at Shea, and it was an upset that Steve Howell came up with that fumble recovery. And after this play, we're going to show it to you again. You talk about a man working himself to the bottom of the pile to get the ball. 14-13. Dallas leads, and Miami fortunate to have the ball at the 21. Woodley, and it's complete to the far side. Everson Walls. Oh, now let's go back to the fumble by Vigorito. Vigorito's going to fumble, and Howell, number 36, is one of the last men in on the play and still is able to get the ball. All right, the ball is stripped free here, and it appears that the Cowboys are going to get it. Ray misses there. Now watch where Howell comes in. This is Howell in the upper left of your picture. There he is at the top of the pile. He wound up getting the ball when they unpiled it. That's why Dallas was so upset.
He's a burglar. He just went in there and stole it.
He's earned a spot in the backfield with Tony Nathan. First down on that pass by Woodley. Nathan. Good defensive play by Harvey Martin, number 79. Native of Dallas, went to East Texas State. They call him the Trapper. He's led the team in sacks 8 consecutive years, and he's tied for the lead this year.
Both of these coaches, both of the staffs actually calling the plays from the sideline for Woodley and for White. Play going in for Coach Don Shula.
Shula, who went to John Carroll University. Graduated in 1950, a running back. As you well know, his son is a wide receiver for the Baltimore Colts. Nathan on a quick pop gets out across the 35, but that's far short of a first down. Will bring up about 3rd and 5.
Nathan is the kind of back that is very effective on a draw play. Has been most effective this year on the draw plays. But on that particular play, no one fooled on the Dallas side of the line of scrimmage. They closed it off quickly. See what Coach Shula and company have in mind for this 3rd down situation.
Shula, who has a pet collie called Zonk, after, of course, his great star of the past, Larry Zonka. Woodley down the middle to Rose, and he makes the catch, or does he? No, incomplete. As Charlie Waters teamed up with Mike Downs to knock it away. And it appeared that Rose, who made a sensational juggling catch at the end of the first half, had another.
It would appear that Woodley trying to get down the middle against Charlie Waters here. Waters, bothered by a sore knee, has had 3 knee operations in the past 3 years. Had his knee drained yesterday, and he's hurting a little bit, but he's there in time to deliver the blow. Rose could not hang on to that football. Popped out at the last second.
Tom Oros to punt. He'll deliver from around his 28, and at the 22 at the other end is James Jones. Oros, a 2-step kicker, lofts it high, and Jones is hit immediately at the 22-yard line by Don Bessalou, number 46, and Joe Rose, number 80. 40-yard punt, no return. Dallas has the ball. 3rd quarter, 9 minutes and 14 seconds remaining, and the Cowboys lead by 1. A look at the 20-yard line and the drainage of this artificial carpet at Texas Stadium. And it takes some getting used to, doesn't it? I remember the Rams early on when they played in Philadelphia against the Eagles. You see penalties per game, and only 1 today. How your teammate then, Roman Gabriel, had trouble throwing to the outside. He always threw too tall. White complete. Tony Hill out of bounds and a first down at the 33-yard line. 64,221 in attendance, but it sold out. Over 65,000 seats sold. Texas Stadium the scene. Dick Enberg, Merlin Olsen. Outstanding game between two of the top teams in the National Football League, and the Dallas Cowboys by a missed extra point lead 14-13. Von Schamann hit the upright on the extra point try after the first Dolphins score. And it's White and the Cowboys at the 34-yard line. First down. We're in the third quarter, and this is Dorsett. He's already over 100 yards, and he's got some running room. Oh, saving the day was Bob Brudzinski. There was nothing but daylight to the near sidelines.
Tom Rafferty, center, talked about the difficulty of getting out after that snap, but does a good job of staying with Bob Baumhauer, number 73. But look at the field that Baumhauer covered. That's one of the reasons that Dorsett had to cover it back. And Brzezinski just diving and saving that just by a fraction of an inch. Look at the speed that Dorsett uses to get all the way back across the field. Brzezinski, if he doesn't get a hold of that ankle, is going to have trouble because Dorsett is gone.
Screenplay to Springs, and he's got nothing but room. 45, 50, 40, out of bounds at the Miami 40-yard line. 24-yard screenplay from White to Ron Springs.
You see the kind of pressure that Baumhauer putting on Rafferty, but his job here is to let the tackle go and then get to the outside and lead the screen along with Kurt Peterson, number 65, and they're doing their share of the work right there.
Well, they were way downfield before they even met any defensive resistance. Good call. Reverse to Johnson and then to White. Could be intercepted. Springs makes the catch. Oh, my.
Don Shula cannot believe it. They did not fool the Miami defense at all. They had it covered deep, and White made a very bad pass. Threw the ball into traffic. Watch him here. He wants to go deep, but the deep man is covered. Gets pressure, throws the ball off his back foot. It hangs up there, is almost intercepted, but Ron Springs comes down with the football. Marvelous play for the Cowboys.
First down at the Miami 24. Dorsett cut down at the 21-yard line by A.J. Dewey from LSU, the #1 pick of the Dolphins 4 years ago.
Another look at that flea flicker, and Johnson taking the ball, flipping it back. Now White looking deep, knows he can't get there, under pressure here, and that's, you don't get away with that all the time. Number 55, Roan, right on top, and Dewey waiting there. They figured one of them was going to get their hands on that football.
Terrific catch by Ron Springs. It's now 2nd and 7. Cowboys lead by 1 point, 14-13. 6:45 remaining third quarter. Springs. And a flag goes down as Springs is to the 15-yard line. Only the second penalty flag we've seen today.
Now, this will be a holding penalty against the Cowboys. They'll march it back, and that hurts them a bit. They really had it going here in this third quarter.
It's against Dallas, so Miami.
Referee Fred Wyatt marks off 10 yards.
Holding number 64, second down.
Tom Rafferty, the center, guilty of the hold. In case you joined us late, Cowboys scored in the first quarter. Springs 5 yards. In the second period, Miami on a Woodley to Nathan 5-yard pass made it 7-6. Von Schamann missed the extra point. Danny White to Butch Johnson, a 21-yard pass, 14-6 at the half. Dallas. First play of the third quarter by Miami, a fumble, and White recovers his own fumble. Woodley hit Cefalo a 69-yard bomb to make it 14-13. That's where we stand.
The one disadvantage you have when you start changing centers in there is that relationship. That center's got to handle a ball every time that ball is snapped, and that's not an easy relationship to establish. Rafferty, obviously a good center, but he's now had 4 bad snaps in 5 weeks.
Rafferty course, an outstanding guard, but he has done the snapping for the Cowboys in kick situations.
This is the toughest snap, the blind snap on the spread.
White out of the shotgun. What a play. McNeil faked by Pearson, who gave him a move inside, but Pearson and White were on the same page. White knowing he would go outside, and it almost worked.
14 out of 41.
A chance to look into the eyes from the defensive secondary. Danny White looking first to his left, then coming back, picking a second receiver, finally sees the opening there. Looked to me like this ball should have been caught. Pearson delayed just a second. Looked like he pulled himself back out of that pattern. Maybe had trouble picking up the football. As we said, he was in the hospital early with an injured eye.
White in punt formation on 4th down, trying to angle it out of bounds. He hits it well, and it's going to be a pretty good kick. Marked at the 6, 7, still going, 8-yard line. So Miami takes over as the drive by the Cowboys stalls, and with 5:54 remaining in the third quarter, it remains Cowboys 14, Dolphins 13. Now let's go to Byron Day, NFL 81.
Okay, Dick, thank you very much. Out in Oakland, Bill Kinney trying to rally his chief teammates, tries for the deep 6 here, but the ball is picked off in the end zone by Otis McKinney, his second INT of the year, and the Raiders still out in front in the third, 17-0. Dick?
Thank you, Byron. Of course, Bill Kinney was a Miami Dolphin. They let him get away, and they're not going to do that this year with their third-string quarterback, Jim Jensen. Tony Nathan out across the 10-yard line. Gain of about 4 before Brunig and Thurman can make the hit.
Cowboy defense has done a good job of containing Nathan. One of the reasons, the play of number 53, Bob Brunig. The Dallas Cowboys defenses very quick and flowing. And you see how many Cowboys there are at the point of attack? About 5 of them there. And they stack up on Nathan. That's good defense. And they're tough. They're tough to play again.
Second down for Woodley. Lee moves left. Split the backs, Franklin and Nathan. Knockdown. Harvey Martin.
You wonder at the pressure exerted on a quarterback. You're going to feel like Harvey Martin is coming right into your front room. Look at him driving to the inside, breaks away from Giesler, and just swats that football down like a volleyball player spiking it.
Terrific coverage. It is now 3rd down and 6. Martin does some broadcasting work of his own. In fact, we'll give you an idea of how many of these Cowboys are employed. Radio and television. You think they don't love their football here in Dallas? Uriel Harris and Vigorito to the left, Cefalo right. Second sack for Dallas at the 3-yard line.
Again from behind, tremendous pressure up the middle from White, and Martin is right behind him on the outside. That's not a sack, that's a jailbreak.
That's a lookout. So Martin gets one on a fly swat, and then Randy White with a sack. Now Oro's kicking from the back line of his end zone. And too much time against Miami. And that's going to make it all the tougher for Oros. The one advantage that Oros has, he is a 2, not a 3-step kicker.
That's especially important because this will march half the way into that end line, and instead of being able to kick from a normal 15-yard distance, he'll be kicking more from about 12 yards. Possible down here that Dallas may go after the kick, try and block it.
Don Shula's team hit with its first penalty of the game. 4:35 left third quarter. James Jones is at the Miami 43, so the Dolphins are going to get good position. You see Jones in the background. And a short kick. Jones hit immediately by Elmer Bailey, but he breaks away. Only to be knocked down by 54 Steve Potter. A 38-yard punt for Oros under pressure. So Dallas comes up with excellent field position just outside the Miami 35-yard line. And with 4:25 remaining in the third quarter, the Cowboys 14 and the Dolphins 13. Harvey Martin, boy, in that timeout, he was trying to continue the fire on that defensive line. And meanwhile, Von Schamann, who had made 70 consecutive extra points, it's his miss on the first Miami touchdown that's the difference. 14-13 Dallas. From the 36, Dorsett. And Larry Gordon there to greet him. One of the few times Dorsett has not gained today.
Larry Gordon, a big play linebacker, has been pretty well contained over there on the left side, but made a fine play there. I often feel sorry for kickers, Dick, because they are so visible and because their mistakes are so well documented. A player like Harvey Martin is going to have maybe 50 to 60 plays in which to vindicate himself if he makes a mistake. And very possibly, if he does make a mistake, we won't see it from up here. No one misses a mistake by a kicker.
That's a good point. They are lonely people. Dorsett up the middle. Boy, he had a sprinter's start, and he's to the 32-yard line. Kim Bocamper, 58, and A.J. Dewey, 77 on the tackle.
We talk about Dewey's learning at this linebacking position. Get a chance to right here. His legs cut out from underneath him by Kurt Peterson. A little leg whip there. Still manages to get back to the inside. Good instincts for the football. A good football player. He's one of those people. Actually, Shula moved too. He moved Bocamper from linebacker to defensive line, and A.J. Dewey from defensive line to linebacker.
Third down, a long 4. McNeil covering Hill, and White throwing under pressure. Bob Baumhauer right down White's throat.
The quarterbacks become very human when they don't have time to throw the football.
Here comes Rafael Septien, and Septien, who has been nothing short of sensational. He's 17 for 18, and that's on an all-time NFL record course. The most field goals ever kicked in a year, 34. His longest, 47. This would be 49. So he's really testing his string with this one. 9 in a row by Septien. That is a Dallas record. It's good.
No
good. No, now they say no good. It was wide to the left, apparently. No signal given by either official.
Plenty long, but wide to the left.
And Septien's string of 9 consecutive ends with a long 49-yard try.
He had plenty of leg, Dick. But as is the case with many soccer-style kickers, they tend to hook that ball a little bit. And right at the end, it hooked out.
Did not miss by much. And so the Dolphins remain within a point of the Cowboys, and they have the ball. Here at Texas Stadium, a lot of folks with their ears and eyes toward the west in Los Angeles. Game 5, and the Yankees leading the Dodgers 1-0. That series tied at 2 apiece. So they will go back to New York at least for Game 6 on Tuesday night.
You got a barn burner here. Miami able to dodge a bullet, still only down by 1 point, and a chance to take the football upfield.
A little bit less than 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. They take over at their 31. Andra Franklin, he's been used seldomly here in the second half. They weren't looking for Franklin, so he breaks loose for 9 yards. Dutton and Downs, the tacklers. Check other scores in the NFL. Upset brewing in New York, where Seahawks lead the Jets 13-3 in the fourth quarter. The Bears, another possible upset, 10-3 in Chicago over the Chargers. Halftime, Oakland leading Kansas City 17-0, and the 49ers lead the Rams by a touchdown at Candlestick. Franklin, another big hole, and he rumbles out to the 47-yard line before Brunick and Brown could make the tackle. First down, Miami. Finals today, Buffalo putting pressure on Miami with a 9-7 win against Denver. Washington 24-22 over New England. That's a mild upset. Cleveland outscoring Baltimore 42-28. Philadelphia breaking a 10-10 tie in the fourth quarter and wins 20-10. The Giants upset Atlanta 27-24. St. Louis over Minnesota, another upset, 30-17. Woodley on first down. Going long for Harris, and he caught it at the 23-yard line. How did that ball get through the Dallas defense? And Harris, you talk about concentration all day, Merlin. There was another case in point.
Also a chance to watch a rookie corner, a rookie safety back, Mike Downs. Now Downs has time to come up and knock that ball away. Didn't quite know how to play it. Harris kept his concentration, kept his eye on the football. The ball absolutely perfectly thrown over the top of the first defender, Nate Thurman, and into the arms of the receiver.
29-yard play and a nice touch by Woodley. He just laid the ball out there. From the 24. Franklin. No hold that time. May have gained a yard. Randy White, John Dutton, the entire center of that line to make the tackle. Other scores: Detroit defeated Green Bay 31-27. And another, the biggest upset of all today, the New Orleans Saints defeat the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals in first place and knocked off by the Saints 17-7. And they're celebrating on Bourbon Street tonight. Von Schamann loosening up. 2nd and 9 at the 23. This could be the last play of the third quarter.
Woodley, he's all alone. Oh.
Rather than going out of bounds, Woodley took on the tackler and a first down at the 12-yard line. But with a man with a broken rib, you don't like to see that. He's okay.
Well, he'll get a little lecture on that from Don Shula. A very well executed bootleg here. Good ball handling by Woodley. He's got himself out there all alone. No contain. They lost it completely, but he's got to go out of bounds here. That's silly.
Harris, the wide receiver on that side, was taking the defense deep and allowed Woodley the running room. The end of the third quarter. We return to our local studios for this message.
This is Byron Day in New York. Out at Shea Stadium, the Seahawks are pouring it on the Jets. Sherman Smith blasts 4 yards for 6. The point after was no good. Seattle now ahead 19-3 in the fourth quarter. Let's go back to Dick Enberg in Dallas.
Thank you, Byron. So the Jets, who have been playing so well the last month, and in fact had tied Miami in Miami, were 3-3-1 going into the game, and the Seahawks trying to win their second of the season. Meanwhile, Miami here, the underdog against Dallas. Cowboys 13 straight at home victories. Dallas leads by 1, and Miami deep with a first down outside the Dallas 10. Woodley wide open. Harris, and it was almost intercepted. Mike Downs coming over almost with a ricochet. As Harris was open, Woodley missed on the pass.
Woodley had it in there. Duriel had a chance to get it. The pass thrown very rifled in there, thrown very hard by Woodley, who had plenty of time to throw that football. But watch the way it's lost right there. Duriel just had a chance and blew it, and Downs had a chance to pick it up on the ricochet and missed it too. Little chance to watch the blocking by Tony Nathan coming out to pick up number 72, big too tall Jones.
2nd and 10 at the Cowboy 11. Franklin, they tried to cross up the defense, but Franklin makes only about 3.
You got to believe, Dick, you got to believe that Von Schamann is over there on the sideline saying, just give me a chance to get my foot into this one. I want to make up for that extra point I missed.
Well, it appears he's going to get a chance one way or the other unless Dallas forces a turnover on this third down play. Cefalo to the left. Joe Rose is slotted left. Harris to the right. They pick up the blitz. That's going to be intercepted. Dennis Thurman. An ill-advised throw by Woodley.
One of the things that Woodley has done very little of is to throw that kind of pass. very, very few interceptions. But that man, number 32, Dennis Thurman, watch the kind of position he gets on Cefalo. That ball should not have been thrown. Now Cefalo becomes the defender, trying desperately to get around and knock that football away. Thurman would have none of it. He had the interception.
That was his 5th of the year. Earlier, his teammate Walls has his 7th, NFL's best. The Cowboys stopped the Dolphins, and now it's Dorsett to the 22. Miami is claiming that was a fumble, but it appeared Dorsett was clearly down on the play.
The Dolphins have had a lot of big plays in this game. Passes of 31, 29, 21, 31, and 69 yards. They've kept that up from last week. Last week they had passes of 54, 50, 46, and 39. Woodley has had 2 great games, but he made a critical error. They've got to get themselves another chance to get into that goal or to get a field goal left.
13 and a half minutes left in the 4th quarter. Flag down. Baumhauer and Betters in on the thrower White. See if the Cowboys took too much time.
Might have been a false start too from the call of the official, one or the other.
So 5 yards will bring it back to the 17.
False start, 67.
Veteran Pat Donovan, an All-Pro, with an early move.
He doesn't make many mistakes. He and Cooper, 2 tackles, playing very well on that Cowboy offensive line.
2nd down, 13. Screen to Dorsett. And what a play by Bob Brzezinski. He was blocked out of the play, bounced to his feet, and still made the tackle. Only a 3 or 4 yard gain. Brzezinski with an outstanding play. So it's 3rd down, Dallas. But right now let's go to New York and Byron Day.
Okay, Dick, in Chicago, Dan Fouts has just connected with Charlie Joyner for his 18th touchdown of the year. That's a most in the NFL, and the San Diego Chargers have finally drawn even with Chicago Bears. It's 10-all now in the 4th quarter. Let's go back to Dallas. Dick Enberg, Merlin Olsen.
All right, Byron, Dan Fouts and the Air Coryell working at Soldier Field have tied it up. Here it's 14-13. Dallas leads. 3rd and 10 from the 20-yard line. Lots of time. 58, Kim Bocamper trips up Danny White with Dewey there to secure the tackle along with Baumhauer. 2nd sack for Miami, so now it's the Cowboys who will have to kick from deep in their own end.
Defense for Miami coming through with a very important play, shutting down the offense for Dallas. Danny White stays in the game to kick, but he's kicking out of his own end zone, virtually assuring good field position for that Miami offense.
Vigorito stands on the 50-yard line as White delivers. At the 46. Vigorito crushed at the 43. Now Miami gets it back in Dallas territory after coughing up the ball on an end zone interception on their last possession. Timeout, 11:54 remaining in the game. Dallas by 1. I'd believe this man. Father Murphy. Merlin Olsen. It'll be a week from Tuesday. Father Murphy debuts on NBC 8 o'clock every Tuesday night.
Every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. That's 7 Central.
Father Murphy indeed.
Yeah.
Well, all the reviews have been outstanding. If your family enjoys watching television together, and you can't always say that, then make Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock a regular habit with Merlin Olsen starring in his new series a week from Tuesday. Here with 11:54 left, Miami trails by 1 to the Dallas Cowboys. Woodley, a flanker screen to Cefalo. Beautiful running by Cefalo. Look at this. He might go all the way. All the way to the 10-yard line. Jimmy Cefalo.
And that's the kind of play that you quickly turn around and look for those yellow flags. changing field, changing direction all the way across the field. 32 yards by Cefalo. Watch the moves that he puts on the Dallas Cowboys, and watch the teamwork of those Miami Dolphins as they get in front to block for him. What an incredible play by Cefalo. He's had a day of big plays.
Downs saved a touchdown. Here it is again. Cefalo, 5'11", 188, with 9.7 speed and a bushel basket full of moves. First down. Cefalo has 164 yards today pass receiving. Tony Nathan, touchdown.
After a big play like that, you can sure tell whose stadium you're in. This place just went almost dead quiet. There is a lot of celebration, however, on that Miami bench, and some resolute quiet on the other bench. Nathan ducks inside of the good block there, and then just turns it on. Breaks away from Danny White, gets away from Downs, and springs into the end zone.
Second touchdown for Nathan today. Here's von Schamann's try for point. Drills it through. The Cowboys in the last 12 games, 11 times the opposition in the second half has scored 7 points or less, and today the Dolphins have a couple of touchdowns in the second half. This one by Tony Nathan after they open the second half with a 69-yard bomb. Woodley to Cefalo. The Miami Dolphins are in the lead.
Kenny and the Chiefs. He throws up his second interception of the day. This one picked off by Lester Hayes in the end zone. It's still 17-zip Raiders in the third quarter.
And the Oakland Raiders then would move into a 4-4 record here at the halfway mark. Miami has taken the lead 20-14. Von Schamann's kick is too deep, and Dallas will try it from the 20-yard line as Ron Fellows takes the touchback. The Cowboys, here's the ranking in pass defense in the NFL. Denver the best, then New England. Miami not that good, but Dallas 24th in the league, and that in part because of the youth. 2 rookies starting in the defensive backfield.
They have made up for that in a way by intercepting more passes than any team in the NFL, and they have made the big plays to stop drives, even though they've given up tremendous chunks of yardage.
So 2 drives in the second half by Miami, one 9 seconds and the other 20 seconds. That's lightning quick. White for Hill, and a first down at the 41-yard line. Don McNeil made the tackle.
We talked to you about big plays on the Miami side. Dallas has had their own big plays. They've had a 35-yard pass, 2 21-yard passes, a 23-yarder, a 24-yarder, and a 20-yarder. And right here, a pretty good pass to pick up another first down to Tony Hill.
That one good for 21. 2 13s figure in this game. 13 wins in a row at home for Dallas, and Miami has beaten NFC teams 13 times. No good. He was out of bounds. The official right on the spot said he did not get both feet in.
Chance for you to look at it. He needs to have 2 feet in, touch the line with a second foot. Excellent call. You see that official with his head down? Had those eyes right on those feet. Fine call by the official.
We were commenting, Merlin, that this has really been an excellent game to watch. 2 good teams playing well, and the officials have contributed as well. Outstanding their work today.
And watch the position he had. That's just like a good umpire in baseball. He was right on the spot.
From the 41, second down. White protected well. Hill. First down at the Miami 36. Lyle Blackwood made the tackle.
Miami defense playing so well early in this second half. Now giving Danny White a little time to throw the football. And you can't do that. Not when he has receivers like Trill Hill. He'll get it to him, and Hill will hang on to it.
Boy, absorbed quite a lick from Lyle Blackwood.
He's done that a couple of times today.
Hill's third catch for 56 total yards, and the Cowboys are on the march. Miami leads 20-14, fourth quarter. Dorsett and Brzezinski there to make the tackle for Miami.
Ball popped loose momentarily. Good read on the draw play against by big Doug Betters.
10 minutes left in the fourth quarter here. Miami leads by 6. Let's go to Byron Day in New York.
Dick, out in Oakland, the Chiefs are finally on the board. Billy Jackson busts one for 29 yards, and he's put 7 points up on the board. For the Chiefs, they still trail by 10 in the third quarter, 17-7. Dick?
All right, Byron. Denver leading that AFC West has lost. Kansas City losing. And San Diego is tied with Chicago. Danny White. Intercepted by Ernest Roan. And Roan is to the 23-yard line as Roan making a fine catch over the middle.
Roan, the best of the the Miami linebackers at getting back into those defensive zones. Reads it well. A chance for you to look at Roan getting his drop. He's going to be right in the middle of your picture. Reads the play well. Slides up in the front there and just snares that football out of the arms of the intended receiver.
Roan's second interception of the year stops Dallas. Miami retains its 20-14 edge. Back at Texas Stadium, night falling here in Irving. 9:41 remaining in the fourth quarter. Miami with the ball and the lead, 20-14 over the Cowboys. Andra Franklin, the rookie from Nebraska, up the middle. Earlier we talked about the fact that the Cowboys and their fans love football. We're going to give you that in a moment. But right now we understand we have an update. NFL 81 in New York.
Dick, in Chicago, the Bears have broken out on top. Walter Payton carrying it in from 3 yards out. They now lead the Chargers 17-10. 3 minutes left to go in that ball game. Let's go back to Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen, Texas Stadium.
For that Western Division, Denver, Kansas City, and San Diego all tied 5-2, and all three teams are losing today. 2nd and 6 for Woodley. Complete. Joe Rose has a first down at the Miami 40-yard line. 13-yard throw. We're talking about the Dallas Cowboys and the various shows. Tomorrow, here in Dallas, you can have your choice of several. 6:15 a.m. the Tom Rafferty Talks Cowboys. Then at 7:25 on another station, the D.D. Lewis Report. Then at 7:25 a.m. the Butch Johnson Show. 8:15 is the Harvey Martin Report. 8:20 is the Dallas Cowboy Report with Tony Dorsett. At 5:15 in the evening, Bob Brunig Report. 6 o'clock the Tom Landry Show. The Tex Schramm Show is at 6:15. That's only halfway down the list.
To be continued.
Tony Nathan.
Oh, Tony.
Out to the 45-yard line. Even the publicity director, Doug Todd, has his own radio show. So you just pick your favorite Cowboy and you can listen to his comments tomorrow. And right now it's going to be a rather glum report because Miami leads by 6 and they're moving the ball effectively again.
And one interesting thing about this particular series, you would think that maybe Shula and his offensive staff would sit on that 6-point lead. Here they come.
31-5, a remarkable record. Miami against NFC teams. Of course, Dallas an NFC team, and Miami has won 13 in a row against the NFC. Duriel Harris, and it appears he's close to a first down at midfield.
It certainly worked on Everson Walls, number 24. He's had his hands full out there. They've been very smart in the way they've gone after him. They've gone after him short and long, giving him first the deep passes and then coming up to take advantage of the little screen passes and the little outs in front of him.
That was the same play that they used to Cefalo for the long gainer to set up the last touchdown. Woodley, for the second time in his career, is over 300 yards passing. He's had a big day, especially the second half. Woodley going deep for Harris. Out of bounds at the 5-yard line. And And with that throw, Woodley has his best ever day in the NFL. That pass was worth 45 yards and would have been a touchdown, except it carried Harris out of bounds with momentum.
You get a feeling again for the strength and the passing ability and accuracy of young David Woodley. And again, they're working on Everson Walls. They just hit him short, and for his benefit, a little stumble there. But that ball perfectly thrown, and Harris just taking a maximum extension, unable to get his feet back underneath him. But look at the power. An effortless throw. And of course, 45 yards on the pass play. That's 2, 4, 6, 7 big pass plays on the day for Woodley.
Merlin, unofficially, the all-time Miami record is 345 by Greasy. We have Woodley with 346. First and goal at the 5. Not much there as Andra Franklin tries the right side, and Bob Brunig makes the tackle.
Obviously, they would like to have 7 points here, but I think they might settle for 3. Force Dallas to score at least a touchdown and a field goal to go ahead. 6:22, 6:21. The clock now becoming a friend for the Miami Dolphins if they can get some points on the board here. Otherwise, they're just one play away from a Dallas lead.
As we started today, 13 was a lucky number for both. 13 straight against the NFC for Miami. 13 wins in a row at home for Dallas. Little influence play, but Franklin, no hole. Brunig wouldn't buy it, nor would Anthony Dickerson. So it's 3rd and goal for Don Shula. Will he go to the pass, or this close in, do you think he'll risk it?
I think they'll throw it. I think they'll throw it. He's not afraid to put that ball in the air. Even though Woodley made a mistake earlier, Shula is not. Woodley came into this game having thrown only 2 interceptions on the year. He's thrown 2 in this game. And of course, the one, a very costly one. Looked like they might not get another chance, but they've done it. Got one, scored, and they're right back again.
Down to 2 seconds, 1 second. He got it off. Touchdown to Joe Rose. A perfect throw by Woodley, and Miami moves 12 points in front.
The Miami Dolphins have never lost here. Dallas, and they're
Shamann's try for point is good. David Woodley on a record-setting pace. The best game ever by a Miami quarterback. That's saying something, as he's led the Dolphins to a 13-point lead. Checking the Miami record book, the most yardage ever in a single game, passing Bob Greasy 349 against Houston in 1978. David Woodley, with that touchdown, has 350, a new Miami record. Von Schamann's kick short. Fellows at the 4. And he's south of the 20-yard line.
him develop his skills as a quarterback.
So the Cowboys, with 5 minutes left, have to play catch-up. Tony Dorsett in the open field, breaking tackles and gains about 10 yards. So Dorsett well over 100 yards, but if that record of you win when Dorsett gains 100 is going to hold, the Cowboys have some hurrying up to do. Joe Rose from the University of California. Here's a man who didn't start in college until he was a senior. Made it as a long shot as a pro and has come up with some big catches today. He was drafted in the 7th round by Miami a year ago.
Miami making full use of all the players on their roster. Cefalo and Rose listed way down the line. They're not started. They sure have come into their 4 today.
2nd and 1 play. Ron Springs breaks a tackle and another, and then gets out of bounds. And that's just as important. Or does he? The clock is now stopped at 4:13 remaining. So the time is a big factor.
You saw Bill Arnsparger, the defensive coach. He's demonstrating how he wants him to tackle out there, and I don't blame him. They've had a few lapses defensively, and this, I think, is the smartest defensive coach, the smartest defensive mind in the NFL. And you'll see why he is angry at his defense. Watch the missed tackles here. You get one right there from Blackwood. You get a second one right there from Gordon. And they finally missed one from Dewey. He went out of bounds, and Arnsparger whipped off his earphones and said, "This is the way you do it. 2 arms around it."
The Cowboys trailing by 13. 4 minutes and 12 seconds left, and White runs out of room and time, but gets out of bounds, and that stops the clock at 4:04. And even though there's that much time remaining, White, and I'm sure all the Cowboys skill position players, the receivers and backs, know that whenever possible, get out of bounds, because they have to score and get the ball and score again.
One thing very important, you're dealing with a veteran team in this Dallas Cowboy organization. They know how to work the clock, and they're not panicked. They're going to work the ball down and get their score if they can, and then if they get an opportunity, they'll come back, try the onside kick, and see if they can get another one.
White now 19 for 29, 281 yards. He's had a good day. Uh-oh, face mask. And down goes White at the 41, but Beaucamper got a piece of the mask.
They'll give you that 15-yarder. And Beaucamper, does he know it? Right there. Sure he does.
First down Dallas at the Miami 43 with 3 minutes 58 seconds left. And Miami in the lead. White going long to Hill. Out of bounds at the 5-yard line. A great throw and a perfect catch as Hill stayed in bounds.
Tony Hill doing some big play work on his own. A 38-yard play. Hill working on McNeil down the sideline. McNeil keeping good position with him. But the ball just absolutely thrown where it had to be thrown. Right in over the shoulder of McNeil. Danny White doing a good job. Using the time he had. Putting that ball in perfect spiral right on the mark. Out of bounds, but close to that touchdown. Let's see if they can get it in there.
First and goal just inside the 5 with 3:52 left.
quickly that comfort level evaporates for these Miami Dolphins as the 13-point lead suddenly becomes a 6-point lead. Fine play to Doug Cosbie. Big tight end sucks it up. Chance now to pick up the extra point.
Cosby's first touchdown this year. Septien's try for point. Good. 3:48 left, and Dallas not only scored but used very little time in so doing. They didn't need a timeout. They used just about a minute is all to get that touchdown.
Little play action to kind of freeze people. Nice play, and now the question, with that much time on the clock, does Landry need to go to the onside kick? He may decide to kick it deep and count on his defense to shut down the Miami Dolphins.
We'll get that answer in a moment. It's 27-21 Miami here. Let's go to NFL 81 and Byron Day.
Okay, take a tight ball game there in Texas Stadium. A tight ball game now in San Diego, or in Chicago rather. Dan Fouts has just thrown this touchdown pass to tie it all up at 17 all. Wes Chandler receiving the ball. It's tied in the fourth, less than a minute to go.
Great games throughout the National Football League. A day of upsets again. And now Dallas, will they kick deep or short?
Miami set for an onside kick. They've got their onside kick return team up there, and it goes deep.
Fulton Walker to the 20, and that's all. Cosbie, the touchdown maker. This crowd is going to support that Dallas defense as Miami now with 3:39 left. That Dallas touchdown drive, 5 plays, 79 yards. It took them only a minute, 28 seconds to score, and they didn't use a timeout. Woodley to Cefalo. That's going to be no penalty as the ball was out of bounds. No call because the receiver was out of bounds. Otherwise, that would have been a call. He started to go for the flag, and the other official came over and confirmed.
Bill Arnsparger may not agree, but I think it was a good call by the official. Woodley using his mobility to get some extra time on this play. But as you said, Dick, the ball is delivered out of bounds. There's no chance here for a catch. No chance then for the penalty.
This crowd on its feet. Intercepted. Dennis Sermon to the 32-yard line. The Cowboys, with 17 interceptions, leading the NFL, have 3 more today, 2 by Thurman.
And you've got to believe that Woodley is shaking his head. He came in here with 2 interceptions on the season. He's had 3 interceptions today, hung that football up, and Dennis Thurman just stepped in and took it away from Tony Nathan, and then picked up another 8 or 9 yards.
We welcome those of you who have seen Seattle upset the New York Jets 19-3. Dallas Cowboys trying to rally from behind. It's Hill, touchdown for Springs, Ron Springs. Look at the Cowboy bench. Touchdown throw, Danny White to Ron Springs. touchdowns in less than 2 minutes.
And that missed extra point from the first touchdown, which seemed so insignificant when the Dolphins had the 13-point lead, is now back to haunt Shula.
It's tied at 27. Dallas leads. Here's the touchdown that gives the Cowboys the lead.
Again, beautiful pass. Danny White throwing today with such accuracy, has had a marvelous day, as had Woodley, except for the interceptions. A quick look at him here, all kinds of time to throw. You can't throw the football any better than that.
4 Dolphins around Springs, but White found the opening, and Dallas celebrates the lead. It took them just 6 seconds after Thurman's interception, and now Von Schamann hopes that he gets another big chance. Can Miami move into field goal range? Still a lot of time, 3 minutes, 17 seconds. Fulton Walker will take the touchback.
Dick, I don't think I've ever seen a football game with more big pass plays in it. The combination of Woodley and White today is unbelievable.
Reminder, here's Boomer, seen immediately following the conclusion of NBC football coverage over most of these stations, except for most Mountain and Pacific time zone stations. It'll be seen at its regular time. But here at Texas Stadium, a sellout crowd has seen a beauty. Miami, with 3 touchdowns in the second half, rallied from down 14-6 at halftime, ahead 27-14. And then with 4 minutes left, Dallas has scored twice in less than 2 minutes. And Dallas leads 28-27. Woodley to the 24-yard line. Mike Hegman made the hit for Dallas. Less than 3 minutes left.
The only disadvantage to scoring so quickly is you leave some time on that clock. And now Woodley and the Miami Dolphins have a chance to work their way down the field.
You can imagine, along with the thoughts of Von Schamann, who missed the extra point. Fans in Buffalo, they're cheering for Dallas. They would pull within a half game of Miami. Meanwhile, in Philadelphia, they're rooting for Miami, as Dallas only a game behind the Eagles. Complete to Nathan, who has a first down at the 31. Hegman and Brown, the tacklers for Dallas. Nathan with a couple of touchdowns today. You can see the flak jacket under the jersey of Nathan. Woodley also wearing that jacket, both with cracked ribs.
I got to believe that Nathan is glad he got on the ground. Just as he went to the ground, White and Jones went sailing over his head. If he'd have taken the shot from the two of them, would have wiped him out.
So we're at the 2-minute timeout. 2 minutes left here at Texas Stadium. It's been a thriller, and the Cowboy fans are rejoicing in the tremendous comeback by Dallas. They lead 28-27, but Miami has the ball and a first. Second quarter, after Miami had scored to make it 7-6. Von Schamann's try for point hits the right upright and bounces back no good, and that's the difference in the game. 28-27. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Don Ohlmeyer. Coordinating producer of NFL football, Ted Nathanson. Today's telecast was produced by Larry Cirillo, directed by Ted Nathanson. Our technical director, Ray Figelski, associate director, Jim Marcioni. And our thanks also Joe Costanza, our statistician, our spotters, Doug Adams, John Nelson, helping here in the booth, Jerry Cohen, and Mike Finkel. Miami first down at the 31. 2 minutes left. Screen incomplete to Vigorito. John Dutton, as Vigorito, trying to make the juggling catch, made the hit.
Excellent read by Big John Dutton. Tremendous pressure on Woodley. Had to throw that pass a little earlier than he wanted to, and John Dutton read it quickly, got outside. Otherwise, Vigorino might have been able to pull that down, and he had little running room.
Both teams have had difficulty all season long pass defense. We've had a lot of yardage passing by both sides today. Dallas's interceptions, one of the keys. Woodley going long, and open is Harris. And he has it inbounds at the 28-yard line. An unbelievable fourth quarter.
Woodley comes right back. A 41-yard strike. Looked the defenders off all the way and comes back down the sideline. And what a catch by Duriel Harris. Number 82 has had big plays, one right after another during this day, but give some credit to the quarterback who looked the defense off to make that play possible.
The wide receivers for the Dolphins, Cefalo has 164 yards. Harris has 161 yards receiving. And now Miami in field goal position, 1:47 left. Audibilizing is Woodley. And the toss to Nathan, who gets to the 26-yard line. If Miami cannot move the ball from this spot, it would be a 43-yard field goal attempt. And von Schamann with a chance to make amends for that missed extra point. If Miami hangs onto the football. Remember, they had the ball at the 11-yard line, third down, earlier in this quarter. And Woodley threw the interception. Thurman in the end zone.
Von Schamann has had problems in that 40 to 49-yard range, but you got to believe he'd like to have a chance to atone for that extra point.
Clock ticking away, 1:08 left. Woodley to Harris, intercepted. Everson Walls. And the rookie Walls has his 9th interception of the year. Make that his 8th. His 8th. The flag is down against Miami, I believe, for piling on. Walls has 2 more today, and Miami is denied.
And what a disappointment for young David Woodley, for Don Shula, his coach, to have been so good and yet so bad, to make so many yards, to make so many big plays, and yet to give up 4 interceptions in a single day, 2 to that man, Everson Walls. Looking for Harris again, number 82, Duriel Harris. Watch the ball go over his head right there. No chance for Duriel. The man coming up with the football, Everson Walls.
Here is a remarkable story, ladies and gentlemen. Everson Walls went to Grambling, and last year intercepted 11 passes to lead the NCAA, and no one drafted him. He's a Dallas boy. He grew up 2 miles from the Dallas Workout Training Center. He goes home for lunch after practice, and here he is leading the NFL, a remarkable 8 interceptions in 8 games. And now it's Dallas trying to run out the clock. Springs meets a crowd. Miami will spend a timeout with 50 seconds left. So the Dolphins intercepted once in the Dallas end zone and intercepted on that play at the 5-yard line by Walls.
And I've got to believe if the Dallas Cowboys had lost this game, that one of the goats of this game would be Everson Walls. He has been beaten a number of times, short and long, by the Miami Dolphins. But his interception right there at the end of this ball game, if they can hang on now and win, might turn everything around for him.
And Merlin, this is not the only NFL drama running its course in this late afternoon, early evening. We understand they're in overtime at Soldier Field, the Bears and the Chargers. And when this game is over, stay with us on NBC. We will show you the exciting climax of that contest as the Bears trying to pull a big upset.
Well, except for the missed extra point, we'd be preparing for overtime right now.
A fourth quarter that has had plenty of aerial fireworks, both teams moving almost at will through the air. But Everson Walls, he has 2 interceptions. Dennis Thurman has 2 to stop Miami drives. Dolphins have all their timeouts left.
The Dolphins have used 1 timeout, Dick, so they do have 2. Miami has, or Dallas has all the timeouts.
Dorsett out to the 28-yard line. Not quite a first down. So incredibly, with 4 minutes left, when Miami took the lead 27-14, it appeared that that record, Dorsett over 100 yards and the Cowboys win, might falter today. But look what's happened as Randy White, not Dorsett, but White's passing gets the Cowboys 2 quick scores. They lead 28-27, and it's an extra point try that von Schamann will long remember.
Still 44 seconds on the clock. The Miami defense now has to shut down the offense here, and I got to believe they'll go after the punt, try and block it.
Von Schamann and David Woodley, 2 men that will undoubtedly commiserate after this one today.
A first down by the Dallas Cowboys would virtually assure them the victory here. This is a very crucial play for both teams.
The 2 masters, Tom Landry, regular season 189 wins. Don Shula on the other sidelines, 188 regular season wins. 3rd place for Landry all time behind Hallis and Lambeau, and Shula just a game behind Landry. And Shula was looking to tie him today. Dorsett, does he have the first down? No. And Miami spends its last timeout with 40 seconds left. So the Dolphins apparently will get the ball back one more time. There they are, 2 of the best ever. And you know that just as the teams have enjoyed the challenge of playing against quality, so have these 2 coaches savored the chance to work against one another.
One of their secrets to success, Dick, is the preparation they make for this kind of situation in the game. Both have rehearsed their players on how to kick that ball away in the final minutes of a game, how to carefully protect your punter, and you've got to believe that the Miami Dolphins spend a lot of time working on blocking a punt as well.
Vigorito is the only man back. He's at the 28. Danny White to punt. Here they come, and he gets it away. A short kick, but it takes a Dallas bounce to the 24-yard line. 31 seconds left, and Miami cannot stop the clock with a timeout. 45-yard punt for White. Didn't look that good when it left his foot.
It looked awfully good when it cleared the line of scrimmage, because that means he got it away. And that was the first and foremost thing that he was trying to do.
Yeah, we started today with 13, the theme being a lucky number for these teams. Miami had beaten NFC teams 13 in a row, and Dallas at home had won 13 in a row. One would stay on 13. And at the moment, here's at Dallas with the upper hand. But the way the teams have moved the long ball and by pass, normally you might say, well, it looks as if Miami is in a miracle situation, but not the way Woodley has moved. Although the Dallas defense, they've got one man 30 yards downfield. Woodley over the middle to Rose. He has to get out of bounds, and just does at the 36-yard line.
I'm going to say you're almost restricted to patterns on the sideline unless you want to take that opportunity to go down the middle and hope you can get up and shut it down. Rose, doing what he had to do, took it out of bounds.
And we understand that the Los Angeles Dodgers have just beaten the Yankees 2-1 and now jump up 3 games to 2. The Yankees won 2 in New York, and the Dodgers swept the 3 games at Dodger Stadium. David Woodley, meanwhile, although he has been denied by 2 interceptions, threw for 411 yards today, an all-time Miami record. 4 interceptions against Woodley, 2 deep in Dallas territory. Screen, and Nathan, he wisely dropped the ball. I don't know if he intended to do that, but if he did, he is a very heady, quick-minded athlete, because knowing he was going to be tackled there, the only way to stop the clock was to make that an incomplete pass.
A very gutty call, interesting call. Screen pass, 18 seconds on the clock now. They've almost got to go deep with this one and hope for a penalty or hope for a miracle catch down the sideline.
18 seconds left.
3 wide receivers coming this side, Dick. That's where they'll go.
They have Cefalo on the far side, or it's Harris far side, and Woodley's going to go to Harris. Another interception. And this one goes to Mike Downs. I don't know where Downs is going. He just went out of bounds. But that's the 5th interception. So on a day on which David Woodley throws for more yards than anyone in Miami history, and of course that means the great Bob Greasy, Woodley for 411 yards. He has 5 of his passes intercepted, and it appears Tom Landry and the Cowboys have won a thriller against Miami.
One thing we have to know about that young man, he's a very bright young quarterback, and he'll learn a great deal about when not to throw the football here in this game today.
Maybe the biggest intercept of all was on 3rd and 10 at the 11-yard line. He had his man well covered in the end zone and threw it anyway, and Thurman made the easy interception when a field goal in that position would have given Miami a chance for victory.
You saw Don Shula come over and talk to Dave Woodley, and I'm sure that what he was saying to him is, look, it's a learning process. You had a great day. You made some mistakes. Unbelievable.
The gun. The ball game is over. The Dallas Cowboys, with a late 4th quarter rally, beat Miami 28-27.
When we had
It was a great game. Dick Enberg, Merlin Olsen. Dallas beats Miami 28-27. Now let's go to Chicago. They're in overtime. Here's Phil Stone.